that again. So if we allow these countries to build military bases within any part of Africa, then we are setting ourselves for the next colonization, and we need to unite against this. We need to unite against this as African people and speak against it, and we need to find a way of growing each other, buying local products, and making use of the African trade, what thing that they have established. Find obviously a common currency, because one of the biggest problems that is holding African progress, it's the different currencies that are in Africa and that are not stable. So you might develop a product here that costs 1,000 rand and you want to sell it to Nigeria. That is not stable itself, but by the time you sell that product, you find that when you do the conversion of these currencies, you are only able to sell the product by 500. You see, so that is why we are not able to sell amongst ourselves. But by having one currency that we can use to trade amongst ourselves, then we become powerful. We won't have to use the dollar. There's a BRICS currency now. We don't know that we hear is going to be established by the BRICS bloc, which we are a member of. And on the 22nd of this month, August, the summit is coming to South Africa, and there are rumors that there are a lot of countries who want to join that. Actually, if you look on social media, on every social media platform, Twitter, YouTube, on TikTok, you'll find that there are a lot of it is trending. BRICS is one of the trending topics on the social media platform. It's because of its intentions. It's because of its fairness, its goals, to challenge the use of a dollar. And remember, every time you use a dollar, the Americans they benefit, because a dollar is their local currency. So having a currency that can challenge that dollar usage would be a very, very good thing, and probably a gate of colonization and oppression of African people will now be open, because now we are still colonized, because we still depend on those who previously literally colonized us. Everything that we do is theirs. I'm speaking English now. I'm speaking to African people. I should be speaking at least in African language. Language is another barrier amongst African. That is why it's easy to be racist or xenophobic to each other. One of the major things is language. If we had one single language that puts us together, like English, when you go to anywhere, when you meet a black person that you are not sure of which language you speak language, and you'll be surprised when you meet people from Congo. They speak French. They don't know English. They don't know English. They speak French, those ones. So when I speak to them, it becomes, I work with them. When I speak English, it becomes very difficult. They know French and their own languages. I know English and my own languages. And then it becomes very, very, very difficult for us to communicate. So we need to fix that. Find a language that is going to bring us together, so that when I move from here to Kenya, when I move from here anywhere in Africa, I know that I'll speak that language. And when I speak that language, you're unlikely to ask me where you're coming from. You won't even know where I'm coming from, because I'm speaking a language that you understand. The problem is in when you hear people speak a language that you don't understand, that you know that the language is not in your country, and then you start to ask a lot of questions. But if we were speaking a language that we all understood, language is a very powerful thing. I love languages. I learn as many languages as I can. Swahili, I'm learning Lingala, and yeah, those are the two African languages that I'm learning, Swahili and Lingala, because I work with Congolese, a lot of Congolese. But language is very powerful, my friend. That is why when they colonized you, they made sure that you speak their own language, because language, it just changes your mentality. Even the way you behave, you want to behave the way you speak. They destroyed you through a language, so we have to heal ourselves through a language. Get rid of the languages that were imposed on us and find a language that is going to unite us, and look at the business ideas that we can partner on cross-border, cross-country, and work very hard to make sure that we make this beautiful Africa a progressive continent. It has the potential. Nature has given it the potential, the richest continent in the world. That's why everybody wants to be in Africa, because of its wealth. But the problem is that everybody wants to take for himself and leave the native poor. And with the kind of leadership, with the kind of behavior of our leadership, it's easy for other nations to take advantage of our differences. So we need to embrace our similarities more than we actually fight because of our differences. So where we have similarities, we have to make sure that we speak about those similarities a lot more than we have to be in an argument about something that we disagree on. So we have the potential. Nature is given. We are wealthy by nature. We are wealthy by nature. We were just made to be poor. We are artificially made poor, but by nature we are wealthy. But in order for us to realize the wealth that nature has given us, we're going to have to work hard. We're going to have to work hard. We need to build factories that process all the mineral resources that we produce and create products from those mineral resources and sell those products. Because everything that we do, cell phone, it could be a computer screen, everything actually is coming from the land, and our land is rich in everything. We have gas, we have silicon, and those we have nickel, we have all these types of minerals, cobalt, and all these mineral resources are what drives the economy. Silicon, we make microprocessors or microchips. With gas, we are able to make computer screens. We need people who will work on projects to make these mobiles, touch screens from the gas that we have. The government just needs to provide somebody who maybe knows already how to make a mobile screen, for example, from a gas. You just give him the gas so that he does not have to get the money to buy the gas. We do, I think here in South Africa, we also discovered the gas somewhere. You give those people, and then you fund them. You make sure that they have everything that they need to make that idea to be realized. And once they have the product, you make sure that product gets to the market. You tell all the mobile phone companies that bring their mobile phones to South Africa that no, don't worry about the screen of your mobile. We do have screens. Here they are. So that every time anyone buys a phone anywhere within South Africa, you know that you also have sold the screen. Over time, you have a company that is able to sufficiently keep itself running, that sufficiently sustain itself. Yeah, you have a company that can sufficiently sustain itself. Now you can start. It can start repaying the loan that you've given to them. You go to another thing. Another person knows how to make a mobile phone. You also fund them. You take the screen from that one, you give him, you look for other parts, who makes another parts, who makes a microprocessor, who makes